Hey everybody, in case you missed it, this is what I've been doing since the last off the cuff and why it took a little while to get this one up and running. Now at the time of this recording, one of the hot topics on the handcuff forums seems to be the Towers handcuffs. There's a lot of discussion on keys, where the cut should be and all that kind of thing. And a lot of people seem to be looking for keys for their Towers. And I'm going to say something right now that may be controversial, but I don't care. Getting keys for Towers cuffs is a freaking nightmare. Now, why is that? Because there are often such minute differences that are smaller than a speck of pollen on a mouse's handkerchief. And it can be frustrating to no end to try and fit keys for these things. Now, one of my theories is that because of their age and because of their popularity, they were used quite often. And naturally, even a tiniest bit of friction is going to, over time, shave a bit of the metal away, whether it's on the key or on the post or on the sides. And, that can lead to just an absolute nightmare when you're trying to fit keys for these things. Now, I think that this could qualify as a good sampling of Towers cuffs over the years. I'm not including the bottom key and I'm not including the leg irons. But the same goes for the leg iron barrel keys, I've noticed, because I do have quite a few of them. Now, in a second, I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. Sometimes the differences are on each cuff itself. You know what I mean? So, like the left cuff will have, a key might fit the left cuff, but not the right cuff. Keys that are supposed to have the cutting in one position might work on one side, but needs a little bit of work on the other. Now, I am not claiming that all my keys are original. Some of them are, some of them I made myself, some of them came when I made purchases that the previous owner, made to fit or filed one down or just whatever. So there's a wide sampling of, different examples here. And we're going to take a look at exactly how tiny some of the differences are. But for me to do that, I'm going to have to zoom in quite close. So give me a second. I'm just going to switch camera angles. Okay. I've also assembled examples that are single lock. Some are double lock. Some are the old 3-link chain connectors. Some of them are the swivel connectors of the later models. It's just a wide variety here so that you can see there's a good sampling. And this has led to some really frustrating moments for me over the years. Here's an example. Now, also sometimes the posts get bent over time. The cuffs get dropped, things like that. But in this particular pair, this is the same pair, and it's the double lock with the swivel. You can see the difference in the width of the keyhole, especially in this top part here. Okay, and that means that sometimes you have to find a key that is a little thinner around the inside circumference of the barrel, or filed down just to one side. One pair of cuffs, 2 keyholes that are just a little bit off, just enough to make a difference. Here's another example over here. This is an earlier model. And I remember quite vividly trying to fit the key for them. Then we have a much earlier model with the thin post. Okay. And then a little bit later, but the post is just a little bit different. Just It's just a little different. And I'm still working on getting that piece of the key out. Now, I didn't use a micrometer or anything like that because, you know, I worked with these cuffs at the bench for hours and hours and hours. But you can see the difference right here between the keyholes. And you can see the difference. Well, let's do this. Take a look at where the bit would go compared to that one. I really hope this is coming across, but you can see that that's much thinner than that one, okay, than the later one. See? And the lengths of the bit are sometimes different. And again, some of this is, you know, because of the different models, and some of it is because of accidents over the years, and some of it is from wear and tear. But the point that I'm trying to make is that it can be a nightmare, and sometimes you'll need two different keys for the same pair of cuffs. So just, you know, be patient and never force it, of course, because it can... I've actually succeeded like only twice in getting broken keys out of these things. And it was by dumb luck and by hours of sitting there shaking. It was just... it's just a memory I'd rather not revisit. Okay. And here we go. Again, slight difference. It might not come across, but it does. And some keys, no cut. Some keys, like I said, that either I made or that the previous owner made, the cut is in different locations. And such as that. And these came from a variety of places. What I did was I lucked out and found a locksmith one time that had tons and tons of small barrel keys for all different things besides handcuffs. You know, for jewelry boxes and little thing like this one here is for a jewelry box. And I just bought as many as I could from this old lady and kept them on hand. And every time I'd get a pair of towers, or just when I felt like it, I would go down to the workbench and try and make a key. And, you know, and they were all different, from all different sources. I mean, look at this. But I was able to, this one I did make. This was easy. It was for those really old models with the really gigantic cavernous keyholes. Well, I hope that's helped newer collectors and people who are building a collection of towers cuffs to realize that it's not your fault that not all the keys seem to go with all the cuffs. Okay, that's just part of the collecting experience. Really, is that sometimes, you know, you deal with things, and the older the item is, the more likely that wear and tear occurred over the years, and in some cases centuries. So I just wanted to show you guys a little a pretty nice sampling of a variety of towers, and, you know, give you just a little heads up that sometimes, you know, the keys are just going to be frustrating, and please don't break them off. And it just seemed to me that for some reason certain cuffs dominate the conversation in the collecting community, and I figured, you know, why not do something on the towers, which seem to be the topic of conversation for a variety of reasons lately. Now, for the next episode, I'll show you just a few other oddball towers that I have, just to show you some other ones. And, you know, some were made by imitators, and others are towers, and others are just really weird. So I think you'll enjoy it. Come here, Bean. So that's it for me and Mr. Bean today and all the towers, right, bud? Yep, we're going to go take care of his business, and we will see you again next time. And please don't forget to click like and subscribe, because, you know, that's the only way I can keep doing this stuff. and I really hope you guys enjoy it. All right, we'll see you again next time.